Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Juan Words podcast. My name is Anjelica Casares, and today I have a little tiny co-host by the name of
Edgar.
Not so very tiny, so very periodically we mention this kid here beside me. For those who don't know, Edgar's the kid of the house. He's soon to be the man of the house, the boy of the house. What am I calling you? The big man? The big man boy?
I don't know. Big man.
Big man boy?
Big man boy. I don't know.
So, quick introduction. You are your final year of your high school career?
Yes, so I'm a senior now. And I am soon to be 18.
Soon to be 18.
Soon to be 18.
I think we were debating like the only thing you can do now is go to jail.
Yeah, the only thing now that I can legally do as an adult is be tried as an adult and be able to be sent to prison for the rest of my life.
Well, no, I think you can start your credit at 18. I think you can get credit,
you can get
jobs
your credit
and all kinds of stuff are different.
Yeah, job opportunities. You can open a lot of credit. I think you can also take your exam, your driver's exam at 18. Yeah, without having to.
I have no idea. I didn't get my driver's license until I was 23.
Yeah, well, I think you're allowed to take your driver's exam at 18 as well. So,
okay.
I guess other than a few things. A few things here and there. Yeah.
That's it? That's all you got to tell me?
What else am I supposed to say?
Well, hello, talk to me. Like, what are your interests? What do you do? What do you like to do on a daily basis? What?
I have just started my senior year, and it's very weird to start it online. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just something that I'm not used to yet. I know that we started
did that last semester.
Yeah, we did it last semester.
Yeah,
and it actually helped. I feel like it gave me a good feeling of what I want to do, and I feel like working from home would be like something that I would want to do. Like
in my
future.
Of like what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Yeah, I was able to, kind of like set my own schedule, and I was able to kind of like, move with my own time and able to manage myself a little bit better.
Okay.
And now it's just like with everything going on with like the pandemic, it's kind of like they want us to go back to school pretty soon, but like they're iffy about it.
Yeah.
So they're still not completely set on whether or not they want us to go back. Mm-hmm. And I just don't see, like right now, I don't really see it. Still kind of fuzzy how everything's going to play out, especially now with college and having to apply and having to do everything, all these things to
So
prepare.
We haven't started the process of you applying to schools, have we?
No, so we have the list of schools and
that we want to, that you I include myself.
I wrote up
you want to apply to.
Yeah, so I have my letter for admissions ready to send to them. All we have to do is proofread it, and that's it. Just get it checked.
Get checked?
Yeah, well, right now.
What does that mean, get checked?
Well, like proofread it, go over it.
Oh, okay,
and,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Go through your checklist?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
so you're looking into colleges. This is your final year of high school. You have an understanding kind of sort of what you want to do. But what do you do on like your time off? I feel like all day long is your time off. But I mean basically your time off, like when you're away from your computer working on school or working. Even Juan gives you some chores to do. Yeah,
so... now when I'm not playing video games or practicing the guitar, it's just like I'm doing stuff for I'm doing like things.
You're helping us.
Yeah, I'm like helping out. Like I think now
you're doing stuff here and there, but so you play the guitar? Yeah,
so I played the guitar. I started practicing a while back, but I didn't start getting like really into it up until about a couple weeks ago.
You've had the guitar for a while.
Yeah, I've had it for a while, but I left it there. I left it just hanging for about like a month or two before I even touched it.
Mm-hmm. I remember you like practicing like stringing the guitar every now and then.
Yeah, but I didn't start really getting into it until like up until like about a month or two ago.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you hand me that bottle of water that he has right there? You see it?
Yeah.
Just grab it really quick.
Does this go over? I have to put it down.
No, you're okay. Just reach, sweetheart.
I can't reach.
I don't know why I get this thing in my throat all the time. Every time we record, I always get this thing in my throat. It's because I talk too much. That's my problem.
Frog in your throat.
A frog in my throat.
Yeah, isn't that the
Froggies
same?
in my throat.
But yes. Now, other than
Been everything everywhere.
working and like helping out, other than that, I've been doing. What else have we been doing? So
Just hanging out at home.
Yeah, social media,
Just
TikTok
helping.
is another big thing that I've been trying to get into.
So talk to us. Talk to me about your TikTok. Well, you've been talking to me regularly, but what have you been doing on TikTok? You hated TikTok at first.
So yeah, I wasn't too keen on TikTok at first.
And then what happened?
And then I was just like, you know what? I'll give it a try. So I had the app.
No, so what happened was that we were asking you to start a TikTok for us and to help us get on that.
Yeah, I think that was the thing because you were trying to bring in more like a younger audience.
Not younger, more. We wanted more listeners. I understand there's that they are younger there, but I know there's people who are switching to that platform, even older people.
Yeah, well,
And it's easier because it's definitely newer than like the other platforms. It's easier to get seen there.
yeah, well, that kind of
What did that start?
that ship kind of sailed because I haven't even
Yeah, I know.
touched you guys' account.
I understand
So
that.
I
But what
got-
happened? What are you doing now?
So now it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I think people put too much thought into it because I guess it's just all for like, I don't know. I guess if people are like completely worried about whatever they're putting out there. I just record and I don't like restart the video or anything. If I see anything wrong, I just record whatever and then I'll just post it. But like,
But you were liking it. You've been liking it.
Yeah, so I actually enjoyed it because very recently just started to blow up just a little bit.
You're not blowing up.
It
Edgar.
blew up just a little
You're
bit.
not blowing up. This is not the way. And first of all,
So I've been doing
Why
it for
are you-
about
why are you- why-
I've been doing
why?
it for about 2 weeks.
okay, yeah.
I started with about 2 followers. I'm currently sitting at
You see,
I am currently sitting now within 2 weeks. I'm currently sitting at 1,135 followers and nearing 15,000 likes.
No, I understand. But the problem I'm having with you and TikTok right now is that you're not doing the videos because you enjoy them. I think you're doing them because it gets you attention.
No, that's not true.
Well, I have an issue with you seeking validation online.
How?
Because I feel that's your incentive to want to keep doing it as opposed to being creative with it. Like, I feel like
Well,
you
it's
have,
just
you're
me.
a talented kid. And I think that you're like,
I've put a couple videos up there of me playing the guitar. And
no,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like-
definitely. I mean, talented in forms of like, I think there's a lot that you can do, with that platform. And the thing that I'm realizing is that I don't know if you're doing it because you like enjoy doing it or because you get the attention.
Well, no, there's different factors. Like, of course, anything that you post out there and it gets a lot of likes, you're just like, no, that's kind of cool. Like, maybe.
No, I understand. I definitely understand that it is cool. It is cool to get to see to people. It feels nice when you're recognized for the things you're doing.
It's enjoyable to watch something that you put out there. Like, it gets, a decent amount of likes and you're like, oh, people like what I'm doing. Like, that's kind of...
Yeah, but again, I have an issue with seeking validation like that.
Well, that's not seeking validation. What do you mean by that?
Like, the incentive for you to keep posting is because people keep liking it. And that's where I have a hard time with. I understand that that's the reason for the platform. I understand that is what it's made for. It has a like button. It has a heart button. It has a comment button. It has a view count, right? It has a countdown, count up, whatever you want to call it. And my problem with that is that I want you to post on there because you think you're a pretty cool kid. You know what I mean? Because I want you to think that, I want you to know that you... regardless of whatever
Believe
is on
me,
there.
I know I'm a pretty cool kid. I know that.
All right, get off the mic. No.
No.
And here's no. And we don't play like that either. It's humility.
Okay, well, yes. No, I do enjoy putting things out there. And it's just like I said before, it's enjoyable to watch something that you put out there. Like, people, like, of course, that's like... It's me essentially doing whatever I want to do. Not anything I want to do.
No, I understand that it's genuinely you.
It's me. It's my face. It's what I'm doing. And I think that, yeah, of course, like, I think likes and shares, that plays a factor in me.
It does. That is what the platform is built for.
Yeah, I feel like it plays a factor in me wanting to keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Yeah, well, I still think that even if I wasn't getting likes, I'd still be recording whatever. Even if I didn't put any hashtags on it, I'd still put it out there.
Yeah, no, I understand. And it can be frustrating if you are being creative and you're not getting a response, or maybe people aren't responding the way you want them to respond, which is like commenting or like, you know, that kind of, I mean, there's not necessarily validation, but really just interactions. It does, interacting on that platform, which is what it's made for.
So there's something different about TikTok, and it's something I don't think I've seen in any other platform before. It isn't like Instagram. It isn't. I'm talking about its algorithm. I don't think that its algorithm is the same as Instagram or YouTube or Twitch or anything else like that, for that matter. I think that, so the big thing about TikTok is you can post something and have it get like 10 likes within the first 10 days. And then about a month later, out of nowhere, it'll just, like, whatever hashtag you put in there, maybe it'll start trending. And then now all of a sudden you get like 1,000 likes or 2,000 likes. So I think what I am guilty of is, like, I put everything out there, but I don't delete any of it if it doesn't get any likes.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so in hopes of maybe getting lucky, I guess, so to say, that one time. But yeah,
no, here's the thing. I like what you're doing on the platform. I enjoy you doing things on that platform. I feel like you're flourishing into yourself. I feel like you're becoming yourself. Like that person we see in the house, like here around us, the funny, witty, like even hard-headed sometimes person. Like I see you being like that more outside of who we are here. I enjoy that. Are you done playing with your hair?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at it because it's kind of going crazy a little bit right there. But it's fine.
Okay. No, but like I was saying, I enjoy watching you flourish like that and becoming to yourself. The problem I have with that is that I want you to be that you all the time, not just on not on a social platform, but in person with friends and family and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of hard to do that in the middle of a pandemic.
No, definitely. But if that is who you say you are on social, I want you to be like that, like in person.
I've always been witty.
I idolize a lot of things. I idolize who I want you to be. That's my taking on it.
Yeah, well, I feel like the way that I portray myself on social media is very much the same way that I am in person. Like, the way that I am, I'm a very, I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm a very practical joker.
I don't know what that means.
Like, it'll be like anything. Like, I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing, but I'll make light of any situation. Like, anything.
Well, that can be, it depends.
Well, yeah.
Subject matter, context.
It's even here at the house. You drop something, you bend it over, maybe to pet Becky or something.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I'll just be in the other room. That's all you hear. And it's just like, you know who's like that? Tio Julio. I feel like I get a lot of that from him. Yeah. Because it's just like, I don't know, I think...
no, you're lighthearted.
Yeah, well, lighthearted. And I guess it's always been like, not because of... It's never been for me. I don't know how to explain this. It's never been like for me. I guess it's just to get a reaction out of other people. Yeah. Even when other people aren't around. I don't... And that's what I don't know. There's just something funny. Like, I really only used to do that when the kids were around, with like Fernando or Alan or the babies. It would be like, they would always get like a kick out of it. So like if Alejandra or somebody bent over to pick something up, and it'd be like, oh, they got a little laugh. I'm like, I feel good. Yeah. Like, I feel like... Because you were, yeah, because I made somebody smile. Yeah. And so I feel like that's what I've been trying to do on things like TikTok or streaming, is just You know, if I can make one person smile, that'll be like cool.
Or laugh.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's what everybody's just trying to do. It's just seek everybody else's.
It's easy to get sucked into it and start doing it because of the likes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where some people get in trouble, is they push it and push it and push it and push it until they're completely hazed over and they've crossed the line of
until it becomes
what
toxic.
are you doing? Yeah.
I feel like it can become very toxic very fast.
Yeah.
And no, I'm definitely careful about that. Like, I'm not going out there and like pantsing anybody just in the middle of the street just to try and get likes.
No, I hope you don't. I hope you don't.
No, like, it's just like the one thing that I think I am guilty of trying to get likes would be putting Becky in my second video. I only have 2 videos of Becky on my TikTok.
Why? What did you do with Becky?
Huh?
What did you do to Becky?
Nothing. It's just I show her and it gets likes.
Oh, okay. Because she's a cute cat.
Hashtag cats of TikTok.
Yeah.
Likes.
Well, she's a cute cat. I always get
Not
reactions.
necessarily
Look,
cutest.
I'm guilty of it too, because I put her on my stories on IG, and I always get reactions out of people.
Yeah, well, it's just that's what happens too on TikTok.
Yeah.
Every somebody comments, "OMG, that's a very cute cat. I have one just like it."
She's a cute cat. She is a cute cat.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's something actually a lot of people are guilty of.
Yeah.
People creating Instagram accounts for their cats, as we have an Instagram account for our cat too.
Yeah.
I think that's something that, you're not doing it for the cat. Like, you're doing it to try and make somebody else smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's about. I feel like that's
that's what you're...
that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at when I'm doing anything on social media.
And here's the thing. Wow, that was a loud sneeze. You heard him sneeze? Jesus.
All the way here.
Gee, I think he wants to be part of the podcast, even though he's not in here.
Maybe. There he goes again.
Uh-huh. You hear him?
Yeah.
No, so, okay, what I was trying to say was that I feel like with TikTok, I'm letting you take control of it. I'm a very helicopter mom.
Helicopter mom, what do you mean? I don't think I've ever heard that expression before.
I try to oversee everything you do.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah. Well,
dang, don't even deny it.
Well, no, I'm not.
Don't even deny it. Like, not even like, well, sometimes, Mom.
No,
you're like, no, yeah, that's you.
Well, I don't feel like that's a complete, that's not a...
It's not a false statement. I know.
Terrible thing. It's
okay,
not.
so here's my thing with, like I was saying about TikTok, that yes, I am a helicopter mom. Yes, I try to oversee everything that you do, who you're with, what you're doing, what you're up to, how, when, why, what, where, right? With TikTok, I'm trying to let you navigate that completely on your own.
Yeah, why?
Like I want you to experience the growth of itself by yourself, and if you get a negative comment, I want you to be able to sustain,
to be able to handle to be able to handle negative feedback, not even feedback, just people being nasty,
well, people just being not who they are. Maybe they're having a moment and they just take it out on somebody else. So but I want you to be able to, I guess, sustain if that ever happens.
Well, it's not like it hasn't happened.
No, I know. What I'm saying is that I'm not trying to oversee it. I'm not trying to control. I haven't gone to go, you show me some of the TikToks, but I'm not trying to control your content. I think you're old enough to try it and control it yourself. And I feel like I don't want to intervene because I want you to grow. And it's difficult to watch you to grow during a pandemic because you're not doing anything. You're not, all these things that you should be doing, like going out, hanging out with friends, like going to the mall, to the movies, to go eat, interacting with other peers, all of that stuff that happens out there, you're not doing that right now. You can't. Yeah. And I feel like this is a pivotal moment in your life that you should have to do that, but you're not doing it. And so the only other way that you're able to, that you're communicating and interacting with peers that aren't necessarily like your buddies, but they're like just people, random people that you would have walked through the halls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like all that interaction that you're getting on TikTok, maybe partly some of it could have happened like in the hallways, but you're not in school. And who knows when you're going to go back to school? And who knows like how that's going to be or what, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think I think that once I go back to school, I think I'll still be doing TikTok.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that I feel like I guess the interactions that you would be having in person, you're having them online. And so, which is why I'm trying to leave it as it is. I'm not trying to oversee it, look at it, or any of that. I need you to make your own mistakes. I need you to correct your own mistakes. I need you to have complete control of something.
Have complete control of my content, what I'm creating, or what I'm putting out there. Yeah, well, I think that goes for anybody that puts anything out there. I think like you should be careful.
No, I think if they're young, I think if even somebody who's like 14 or 15 and they have parents, not that they should control the kind of content they put out there, but they should at least like
be aware of
have say of like, hey, you can't do that.
Ooh, what do you mean? I think if it's anything too extreme, like you can't go out and like be nude in front of your like post anything. Like,
I'm not here to judge those who do want to be nude or not nude. What I'm saying is that I think sometimes some parents need to have control over some things some kids do, and I understand that. I've been a helicopter mom your entire life, and maybe I should let go. Maybe letting you have complete control over what you do and how you do things and how you navigate this is a way to do it. Did you know? I'm going to tell you something, Edgar. I don't think you know this.
What? What?
So, when you started driving, what, about a year ago, 2 years ago? A year ago? Maybe
like
2
a year
years
and
ago?
a half ago, maybe?
Yeah. So when you started driving, I got very antsy. Like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, this kid is going to go off somewhere. He's going to do some crazy stuff, and I am not ready for this. Online, I bought a GPS.
Really?
Yeah, I have it over there in the... I'm telling you this.
Hombre, eres tóxica.
I'm a toxic mother.
Yes.
It's because it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I have a hard time. I have a hard time.
It's not like you were going to have anywhere to put the GPS. I don't even have a car.
Just in case. I put it in your backpack. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I don't like... Well, I mean, yeah, like anybody would be... Like, I feel like if I were to have kids, I would, like, feel the same way. Like, yeah, if I had a daughter, then I'd be like...
No, even when you have a son, you still feel like this. Because I feel like you were sheltered a lot, and I don't feel like you were ready for the world. Like, I feel like because of the way I grew up, I wasn't like, I was like, nope, the world is gonna like turn my kid inside out, and I don't want him to be salty. I don't want him to be like angry at the world. So it was a constant, I need to shelter you. I need to protect you. I was always that parent. Do you remember that one time that we were playing dodgeball with Juan's sister-in-law?
Yes.
Okay, so we were playing dodgeball one time with Juan's sister-in-law, his brother's wife. All the kids were there. And I don't know why, but I think she had it in for you. And she kept throwing the balls in your direction. She kept trying to like get you out, quote unquote, get you out. So she kept throwing that ball really hard. And then once she like threw it hard at you, and it was like going straight at you, like from the waist up. My instinct kicked in real fast, and I like stopped it and hurt my hand. And then she was like, oh, well, his mom is protecting him. I'm like, yes, why would you throw that ball that fast at my kid? I was like, what is that? Like, and I got so mad. So mad.
Yeah, I think a part of maybe the reason people target somebody like me is because I have such a protective mom. It's like,
I know.
Yeah, well, that's... Yeah, you know.
I know.
Well, yeah, or like having this safeguard around you, people are gonna want to target you. Like, it's just putting...
They do. I think they poke to see how much
like
they can...
see how much you can push it.
They can push it, yeah. I know. And then... But I did that day. I didn't understand why she was like, you were the target. And I was like, I don't know if you did something. I don't know if maybe y'all were playing and maybe you hit one of the kids or one of her kids or something, or maybe I don't know what happened, but she just did, and that bothered me. And I was like, nope, that ain't happening.
Well, I don't even remember that.
This. But I always been like this. I've always been like this.
Well, that's not... Well, I can, to a certain extent, it's like being too strict can be, being too much of anything can be a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like, so.
And we've had these issues before about me being too involved.
Yeah. Well, I don't, the parents should be involved to a certain extent, not like a completely like having cameras inside of the house, and not to like having cameras in the restroom or anything, not to like that, like that's a bit much. But well, yeah, what are we talking about? What are we getting at?
No, I guess what I was talking about is me being a helicopter mom and me being like all up in your business all the time, every day, all day. Okay, so let me back up for a moment here. So I think one of the reasons that I was always like this was I was always afraid to mess you up. Always afraid something would happen to you without me knowing something was going to happen to you. And I always wanted to protect you by whatever means possible. I think I told you the story before about when you were, for a moment there, for about a good 2 years, I was a single mother. You were a very cute kid. And the thing that made you different from all the other kids was that you had a lot of hair. You were born with a bunch of hair. Like you had a full on, like it just plumped up, and you were a gorgeous kid with this black hair. And so
long jet black hair. This little pale Mexican kid.
I
was pretty pale as
no, you were pale, but I think the thing that people really gravitated towards was your jet black puffy hair. Every time I would take you out there, like, what is that? I'm like, that's my kid.
So the only story I remember about my hair being anything like that was when Tia Rosa dropped me or something.
No, she didn't drop you. I was tired, and so was she, because she had a kid too. And I kept trying to hand her you, and she kept screaming because she said you look like a pet, like you look like a cat with so much hair. And she kept screaming. I was like, here, hold him. She was like, ah! And I'm like, what is your problem? Can you grab him? And she's like, ah! I'm like, Rosa, can you get it together, please, and grab this kid for me so I can do this?
That doesn't scream gorgeous kid.
That doesn't scream gorgeous kid.
Scream gorgeous kid.
But that's what I'm saying. That was the indication of how much hair you had. Like you had this jet black, gorgeous hair. And so every time I took you out in public, you were always getting complimented on the jet black hair. Oh my God, that's a beautiful kid. Is that a boy or a girl? I'm like, it's a boy. That's a lot of hair. Oh my God.
I don't know why.
How cute. So and it was always like, can I touch him? No le quiero dar ojo. Can I touch him? I don't want to give him the eye. I think that's how you say it in English.
I don't know.
And so it's like bad luck when you like look at a kid and you don't touch him. That you give him bad luck or something like that.
That's a sneeze, but like it's like.
No, you're good. You're good. So what happened was that every time I took you out in public, people were always looking at you. And there was this one time where we were in front of grandmother's house. And it was, I think, not the middle of the winter. It was like around fall. And I had just came back, I think, from school or from Tia's house from picking you up or something. And I had parked in front of grandma's house. And then this lady came around. And she was coming up towards the steps to grandma's house to knock on her door. And she looked into the car, and you were still in the car seat. And she looks, and she gets really close. And she scared me, and I was like, hello? I was like, what do you want? Like, what is she doing? And so she kept walking up the stairs, and she knocked on the door, and she asked grandma, I think she was selling something. We didn't know her. And she came back, and then she looked back into the back seat, and she looked at you again. And I was like, what the hell? And she goes, be careful with him. That's a cute kid.
Be careful with me?
Be careful with him. That's a cute kid.
Oh, what is that?
I have no idea. But that scared the living shit out of me. And I was like, what do you... Excuse me?
As in, like, she was going to come back and try and, like...
No, as in, be careful with him because that's a cute kid. Like, somebody's going to want to take him from you.
That's some type of stuff that happens in La Rosa de Guadalupe. That's not like... And a
novela?
Yeah, that sounds like something out of a telenovela.
But since then... I was always aware of like, she was bold to tell me that. That was a very bold move, ballsy move, to sit there and tell me something like that. And then I was like, yeah, if you're in plain sight and you have the noggin to sit there and tell me to be careful with my kid, that is scary. And so ever since then, Edgar, I've always been like over you and over you and over you. I've always been aware of what you were doing, even when I was like at my sickest mentally. Like, well, that's a question. Do you remember me being like not okay?
Yeah, I remember a lot of you not being able to drive around. I feel like that was one of the things, like always remembering like you not being able to be at a store for more than about like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I couldn't be at the back of the store before I like lost it and had to run to the front.
Yeah, it would be things like driving around was a very difficult thing, or like.
Do you remember being in the car with us and not getting on the freeway or?
Yeah, so a lot of this stuff was like driving back and forth to Rosenberg, and which should only take about 45 minutes. And I remember the ride always being like an hour and a half because we always had to take like the back streets,
the roads with the lights and the stop signs and everything. Yeah, we did a lot of driving through the streets because of my anxiety. But even then, like even when I wasn't like at my greatest, like I was still making like dozens of phone calls to the school, to people, like my kid. Like people knew me. Like I don't think they liked me.
You're infamous.
No, I don't think I'm infamous. I think there's people that were worse than me, but I think I was known for that parent to be like, why is she so involved in her kid's life? Like it's unnecessary. And yeah, granted, maybe it wasn't necessary, but I didn't know how else to like deal with it. So I was like, I'm gonna tell these people what's up. Like you can't mess with my kid. Don't be messing with my kid. I don't care how sick I am. Don't be messing with my kid. But yeah, so anyway, so yeah, like I was always over you and I was always that helicopter parent. And I feel like the time has come now to just not let go, but let you be and let you make those mistakes.
Well,
do you feel like an adult? I mean, I know you don't feel like an adult, but do you feel like you're getting to know who you are?
I feel like not necessarily like I feel like I'm getting to know who I am. I feel like I've known who I am for a very long time. I feel like it's just now I'm being given an opportunity to showcase who I am. And it's like now it's like kind of like the perfect time. Now I'm a senior, and now I'm getting ready to go to college. And it's like, well, I feel like it's like I said, it's like a perfect time. It's like now I'm being given like an opportunity to be able to like go out there into the world and like hey, it's me, I'm here. Like, what's up, it's me.
Hi, my name is Edgar. I'm here to introduce myself. Hola.
But I feel like that's something that a lot of the other kids my age are still going through. And
are you ready for college?
Am I ready for college?
Do you feel like after this year you're going to be ready to go?
I feel like I feel like nobody is ready for anything.
No. Are
like,
you? I'm asking if you are.
Do I feel like I'm ready?
Not generally. Don't talk to me general. I'm talking to you like...
Personally, yes. I feel like...
You ready to leave?
Not like I'm excited to leave. Not like I'm eager to leave, but like, yeah, it's like definitely like I can be like... Now I can go out and like be on my own. And... Are
you scared?
I feel like there are going to be a lot of scary parts to it, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy those scary parts too. Yeah, because it's going to be like now I get to...
But you don't want to stay in state, right? You want to go out?
I feel like it would be cool to be able to go out of state, like be completely like... Independent. Like, like I don't... Like, if I'm going to go for it, like I want to go for it, you know? Like if I'm going to be on my own, I want to be like on my own. And have to take care of myself and do the things that I need to do on my own. And not have like this safety net under me, so I know that I have more of like...
But the safety net is always there.
Yeah, well, yeah, the safety net's always there, but it's gonna feel like non-existent if I'm in a completely other state where I don't know anybody, I'm alone, I need to make new friends, I need to like, oh crap, everything's different now, what the hell are taxes, like I need to get a job, like what's going on? Like I feel like being in that situation, I feel like if there's no safety net under me, then I feel like I have to succeed. And I feel like that's a mentality.
You have to succeed?
Like I have to succeed.
do you mean?
Like,
what does success look for you? What do you mean when you say success?
Just being able to be out there independent on my own, like get through college, put myself through college.
That's successful.
That's
put
successful
yourself through college?
Well, not put myself through college, but be able to get through college and be able to do
like
things
your
on my own.
Courses, your classes, living, cooking, sleeping schedule,
yeah,
things
being
like
able
that.
to get through college and out there into the world, to get my own job, pay my own bills, get my own house, and things like that.
But hold on, you're buying a house already?
Oh,
we haven't even gone to school yet. Hold on. What? Hold on.
It's like, so this is how I feel about how fast everything's moving. When I moved schools from 6th grade to 7th grade, that's when I first got into the private school, to Resurrection, right?
Yeah. Okay, so to clarify, you went from public school
into a private school.
A district public school, to a charter school that was run by a charter company, or like a company who like had multiple charter schools like around the city. Didn't go very well for you. And then from there, we pulled you from there and put you into a quote unquote private school. But it was a very tiny, I don't want to say private school, like
Yeah, it was it's an inner city school. So it's
it was a financial aid funded private school.
Yeah. So it's like
through financial aid, you were able to attend the private school.
It's like a barely getting by type of school already. Like they weren't even sure if they were going to be able to get through the pandemic, because they didn't know if they were going to have enough money.
The school that
to be able to survive.
Your middle school.
Yeah, my middle school.
So your middle school, so you had a classroom of like maybe 20 of y'all.
Yeah, and it was a lot smaller than like an elementary school. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So I feel like, okay, here's what I was trying to get at. At the beginning, I wasn't really used to that idea of being like in a private school. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm here. It's 7th grade. It's only 2 years. It's 8th grade before I graduate, and I get to go to a regular high school and do whatever I need to do, right?
Yeah.
It's only 2 years. Like, I'll get through it. 7th grade goes by, 8th grade goes by, and now high school, I'm like, it's only 4 years. It's only 4 years. And, hell, there goes 9th grade.
Did you just cuss?
Hell is not a bad word. Come on.
You better get it together, homie.
Okay, so now I'm like, okay, like it's only 4 years. 9th grade goes by, sophomore year goes by, junior year goes by, and now I'm starting my senior year. And it's just like,
it's gonna be over soon.
Just like that. I'm just like, what happened to how many years is that? 5 years that just passed by. And before it all started, I remember before walking into that front gate.
So during 6th grade is when you actually started in that school?
No, I started my 7th grade year at that school.
No, it was 6th grade.
No, I finished the year out. I finished my 6th grade, yeah.
I can't remember. I swear. I thought you only went for like 2 weeks. I hated that school.
No, that school was pretty bad. But it was like, I feel like I got an opportunity to see why you were so overprotective too. Like being at that school, like with so much, with so much liberty being given to those kids. It's like you're being put in this setting, in this environment where it's like you don't really have that much supervision. You don't really have all those.
You don't. I feel like they just kind of put y'all. They put y'all all in a room, and then they just close the gates around y'all and just kind of let you do whatever. Yeah,
and it wasn't. To me, it was like kind of like a mixed feeling type of thing, because I had structure. I had 2 cousins that were going there. Yeah. And I was just like, well, I have cousins. Like they know people. I know people. Like, wow, like maybe I'll be okay. Yeah. But then there was things like fights every day. There was things like people getting stuff stolen out of their lockers, stuff out of their lockers. And it was like it was just a whole bunch of nonsense that was going on. And I was just like,
I think you came to yourself. I think you really started to become who you know yourself to be now when you went to the smaller school.
Yeah, well, I feel like being at the smaller school in 7th grade was like
pivotal for you.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
I've always attested to smaller schools for people, and I will always recommend that people put their kids in smaller schools if they're having not a hard time. I think they just know themselves better.
Yeah, it builds. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, it builds a lot of strong relationships. It builds like a very strong bond when you're in a school, regardless of whether or how long it is. Yeah. I was only there for 2 years with people that I knew. Now, come 5 years later, I'm still like talking to them.
Yeah. It's because it's a community building process when you're going to such a small school, and you're forced to have these relationships, whether they're good or bad, and you're forced to like be able to get along.
It's like having like your own little family. Like it's like you can't go. It's not like being able to like have an argument with your friends. You're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I don't even need to be friends with him. Like.
And like, oh, we'll see him passing in the hallway.
Like, whatever, goodbye. It's like, no, it's like if I got into a fight with one of my cousins, I know that I have to make up with them because they're my cousin, because they're family.
Yeah, it was kind of
because
like
it's like a very close, tight circle. So it's like it was very much like that.
You were forced to like.
Well, I don't like using the word forced. It was like
no. What I'm saying is you were forced to like use your communication skills to communicate with the other students. Otherwise, you being in that setting and so cross proximity to these other kids that you have issues with was going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not.
And
like,
we did see a lot of kids coming in and out of that school because they weren't getting along with the kids because they decided that they didn't like anybody there, and it was a very difficult time. Like they weren't making the effort, and so we did see like a couple of kids, like maybe 6 or 7 kids, come in and out.
Yeah,
like they stayed for a couple of months and then they left because they didn't like it.
Yeah, but the ones that did stay, like they stayed. Like and now they're still here. It's like
no, they stayed, and I think a lot of them migrated to the same school together.
Yeah, so that was the thing. A lot of them did end up going together. So we did get separated by schools. Most.
Okay.
It was some in the case of me, as in like I was maybe the only one that went to a different school.
Yeah.
And everybody else went to the same school, and I was just like, I don't think that school is for me. Even though like I could pick this school and I could be with the same group of people, but I'm like, why put myself in such an easy situation? Like I feel like going into that is like how I feel now. Like I'm not gonna pick somewhere everybody's going, like going to like U of H where I know everybody's gonna go.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of kids like counting on going to U of H when needing to stay here.
The University of Houston here in the city.
Yes. So I'm like, now I'm at that point where I'm like, I feel like I'm referring back to the way I was feeling before entering high school, like choosing which high school I want to go to. I'm like, do I want to stay here and be with my friends, be around what I know? Or do I want to challenge myself, put myself in a new setting with completely new people, around a new culture, in this place where I have to do things on my own, figure stuff out?
A new setting, yeah.
So now I feel like I want to do that again. And I feel like that's something that I'm always going to like choose to like challenge myself by
picking something different.
Yeah,
I think that's good. I think I'm happy you doing that because look how far I made it. Look how far I went from my parent.
Yeah, well, I
made it a whole block away from my mom. I made it, and I adore the fact that we're here, and I do adore it because I feel like it was pivotal for you to be around family, and which is why we stayed. But we didn't make it very far, and I think that even though we're grounded here, even though I made you grounded here, like I rooted you here, like I always wanted you to come back here to this neighborhood and know that this is home for you.
Like which is why my safety net.
Not necessarily a safety net, but this is home. It's always feels nice to feel like you're going home to something somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether that's in another country, whether that's an actual place, like here, whatever. And so, which is why I chose this place. Like I always wanted you to feel, because I feel like home. Like when I go, sometimes when I get upset, I'll get in the car and I'll drive to grandma's house and I'll just park outside in the driveway. Yeah. And because it feels like home, it's what I know best. And so I wanted you to have a place like that.
Yeah. Well, I definitely do feel that. Like I can go for a run down the street and be able to see my cousins like Jacob and Natalie, like say wave to them while they're bringing in groceries or something like that. That's like not many people can do that.
No, they can't.
Not many people can go out for a run in front of their old elementary school and be able to say hi to their neighbors who just so happen to be their cousins.
Yeah. We have a lot of family around us.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a good thing too.
Yeah, it is a good thing. And so that's why I wanted to stay here, and which is why we ended up buying a house a block away from where I grew up personally. I wanted you to have that because I do want you, this is, if I could choose what you did, like for the next 5 years, I would choose that you went to a school that maybe wasn't as big. That wasn't a big university. Mid-size, not small, but mid-size school, you know, with a large graduating class, but not something that, you know, you had to stick around for like 10 hours to hear everybody graduate. But I wanted you to really experience that, and I wanted you to get to know like the nation itself and travel within the nation. And then I really, really hope you to travel internationally.
Yeah, so that's what I was...
I really hope you go to Asian countries. I really hope you go to Europe. I really hope you go down to like...
Well, yeah, that's like one of the things...
Africa, whether that's northern, southern Africa. Like, I really... And even South America. I mean, even though I have, like, my reservations about it, because I'm a little scared of, like, what's happening going down there. But I do. I want you to experience all of that. Like...
Well, that's one of the things we were talking about. Right?
Not because I didn't experience it, but because I feel like you have that personality,
that like wanting to travel and see different things. And
no, you absorb information very, not quickly. You absorb information in such a profound way that I feel like you can appreciate that. I feel like you can appreciate other cultures. You can appreciate relationships. Like your surroundings.
Well, that was one of the things we were talking about after graduating high school. Like, we're saving money now for me.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully, yes. God forbid anything happen in the case where we do need to use
Hold on. Man, you and Juan go straight to like the negative. Not God forbid.
Well, yeah,
hopefully, hopefully, if all goes well, you should be able to travel somewhere.
Yes.
Before you go off to college.
If all goes well, I should be able to save up enough money to be able to travel for the summer between.
Yeah.
Before my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking the other day about what exactly I wanted to do, or where I wanted to go, and things like budget spending, and I was just like, I was thinking it would be cool for my first time traveling, not technically my first time, but traveling out of the country. It would be cool to go to like a European country.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I would take a flight to Iceland. From Iceland, take a boat to Norway, and then from Norway to I think it was Sweden.
On your own?
Yes, on my own.
Kid,
and then go to Sweden, and then go back down into the UK, and then maybe take from the UK, take one of those bullet trains to Ireland, and then fly back here to the US.
You see, I think you traveling to like an English-speaking country would be best for you.
Yeah, well, for my first time traveling out of state, I feel like definitely, like, I wanted to do something like a little bit crazy, like take my senior year of college abroad, like somewhere like Japan or
yeah. But I can see you doing that. For me, personally, I would love to send you off to like Spain, so you can do your summer in Spain before you like start your college career.
Well, it would be cool to go to Spain, but I feel like Spain is just one of those like.
Spain's pretty big.
Well, yeah, but
you can travel within Spain and get to know Spain, and since you already, like, that's part of what you've been doing, like your
Spanish speaking.
No, yeah, like your Spanish curriculum that you were doing.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Yeah, well, there was an opportunity that they were giving to go to Spain.
Yeah, it was a paid opportunity.
Yeah, well, not an opportunity, so to say, but it was just like, it was, I think traveling would be a really cool thing to do, especially before college, like get to experience something a little bit extra right before college, right before experiencing, like maybe being on my own for 2 months would be kind of helpful in like having to figure out like how I need to eat. Well, not to eat, but like, you know, how I need to like feed myself for 2 months. Yeah. Going out, feeding myself in a foreign country. Yeah. Paying for housing in a foreign country.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, and like figuring stuff out. Yeah. Like, I feel like that would definitely be helpful going into college.
You're okay there? You look like you're getting antsy.
My back.
I'm sorry. Okay. No, so we've been recording for the last 55 minutes, and here's what I want to do, Edgar. I want to give you free range to talk about whatever you want for the next, I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
Anything I want to talk about?
Anything you want to talk about. You can ask me questions. You can start talking on your own. You can start whatevs.
Well, am I allowed to plug my TikTok or no?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead. I don't mind.
Well, yeah, actually, I have, so all of my accounts are now all synced in the same username. It's _stinkyhead_.
Stinkyhead_.
Yeah. I don't know why I picked that name. It was just like, I think it was supposed to be originally Sleepyhead.
So how did you go from Sleepy to Stinky?
Because every single username known to man has been taken, and the only thing left available was Stinkyhead. And not even that. I had to put underscores on it because nothing else was available.
Oh my god.
So the underscores are there. So yes, don't forget the underscores. _Stinkyhead_.
How did
for
you
Instagram
come up,
and TikTok.
How did you come up with Stinkyhead?
It was supposed, like I said, it was originally supposed to be Sleepyhead. Because I didn't have anything else. So my username used to be something crazy, like one of those Xbox names, like XEdX219.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put XEdX219 for all of my accounts. Like, it has to be something. I wanted it to be something like something that people remember, not necessarily one of those.
Stinkyhead.
Are you gonna remember that?
No, it's offensive. Why would I remember?
How is that offensive?
I don't look. You know what? Don't even ask me because I don't know.
Well, I feel like it's something people are gonna remember. I feel like it's one of those names that comes out and captures your attention.
No, it doesn't. You're making it sound like it's like Blue Moon or what?
No, those are one of those.
No,
those are one of those like weird names, like Blue Moon 29 or one of those like weird names. Not to say Stinkyhead isn't a weird name, but it's something you're more likely to remember than Blue Moon 29.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm going to sleep. That's it. I don't even want to hear this.
Oh, what? Okay.
No. Okay, so, but yes, if you're on TikTok and you want to follow Edgar,
yes,
he's on there. He's _Stinkyhead, exactly the way it's spelled, and then underscore again.
Also, another big thing. Well, not a big thing. Another kind of weird thing was like, I've been making light of it, like like throughout, like whenever like we're passing each other by in the house, like, hey mom, look, all the ladies want me, like this and that, like, because
you think it offends me,
like
you think I'm like, bothered by it or something.
There was I posted something where it was just me like this. It was just me smiling. It wasn't even like a 10-second video of me smiling, and it got likes, it got comments, people, oh my god, like, we need to keep him a secret and this and that. And I was like, look mom, I was like, look mom, like, be careful mom, one of these ladies is gonna take me away from you. Look at this
kid. Yeah. You ain't even a gentleman. How you gonna be talking about ladies?
I am a gentleman. I feel like I'm a gentleman. No, but
oh my
it's
god,
like,
this is so cringy.
It's not cringy. It's cringy. No, let me not, because I was about to insult your people.
Oh, my people? Who's my people?
The old people.
Oh, the elderly?
Is
that elderly. What we're talking about?
Yes. You're like, so I've been watching a lot of those podcasts, like Joe Rogan and the H3H3 podcast.
You know they're older than us, right?
Yeah, no, actually,
like by 10 years older than us.
So you're about to be in your 40s. H3H3 podcast, everybody that's on there is 35. Joe Rogan is older than you guys, but
no, Joe Rogan for sure is like 50.
Yeah.
But H3N3 or
H3H3 podcast. So that's
H3N3. You know what H3N3? It's the flu.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, they definitely are younger, kind of like by years, maybe 2-3 years.
But yeah, I feel like I was always.
But we don't talk about the same content. Like we don't talk about the. We don't talk. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm like they for sure. I've heard some of their stuff, but we're not talking about the things that they talk about. Like it's not. We're not in that realm. But I think they're forcing the conversations to be able to relate to the youth.
Well, I think that. Actually, I've been following their story for a while. I've been subscribed to them for a while, and I've been like watching their videos, like like very consistently.
Yeah, you do.
And not just now that they're
consume their
big.
content.
Yeah, I've been consuming their content even since they were like a very like relatively small channel.
Yeah.
And when they started the podcast, I was like, you know, this is like something catered to my age. This is something that people my age would listen to.
That they're not your age, but they're forcing the conversation so they can entice you to listen in on their podcast, because it's people like you and maybe slightly older, maybe like the early 20-year-olds.
Well, no, their age definitely shows now. Like they're having a lot of like, so they just recently had, not recently, but they have a kid, and it's like they're talking about like a lot of stuff like people your age are talking about, like financing their house, or paying their bills, things like that.
Well, that's not the kind of stuff we talk about, but
yeah, but it's not
the
necessarily
responsibilities.
Yeah, it's not necessarily things like that my age group would be like very interested in. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like they've always been how do I say this? They're very unique. And they're very unique in the sense that they were like even the way they met, like they met at a Holocaust museum in Jerusalem, and even the way they've been able to come up, bring their channel up, living together, especially her being from a completely different country and having to like move her entire life here to the U.S.
Are we plugging
no,
their
we're not
like,
plugging
podcast
them
in here? What's going on?
No, so we're not plugging them, but I'm just saying, like, it's, I feel like I was always trying to give you guys, like, I was like, hey, look, here's something that they're doing that I feel like could like entice a different audience. Yeah. That could bring more people into the podcast to watch, like even small things like decorations. Like maybe putting up like those black panels in the back.
Man, this podcast is getting hit left and right.
It's not
our decorations. Like having our conversations LEDs, are so dated.
LEDs and a neon sign would not hurt the podcast. they would definitely not hurt the podcast. But also I think like it's like, I feel like, yeah, they do talk about a lot of topics that a lot of like younger people are very interested in. I feel like you guys have like more of a mature
audience.
Not audience, but more of a mature topic.
I think a lot of the topics that we have do consist of like what we do on a consistent basis. Yeah. And I think that's where our conversations are being led. But eventually, they've been doing it for a while. So when you start running out of topics, you start getting really creative on the things that you do. And I wanted to set the platform here. I wanted people to really get to know us as to who we were, where we were coming from, what we did. And sometimes we over talk it. In bypassing and mentioning, and we could have easily gone into like having conversations with other people, interviewing other people about this, about being on the platform or Twitch, about being or starting your business in the pandemic, or if you're a restaurant owner, you're talking about this. Like we could have done that, but I didn't want to set that tone like that because I wanted people to get to know us as individuals. So when we did start talking about other stuff, they know where we're coming from. Like we wanted to take a road so you can see us down that trip. You know what I mean? And so when we get there, when we start interviewing people with the current events and topics, you know exactly who we are. Yeah. There's no mistaking us. There's no, who are they? Who were they to talk about that? Who were they to mention this? We are we. And if you didn't listen to us, then sorry for you. Yeah, well,
I feel like it's becoming a lot easier to do things like starting a podcast and being able to like have a podcast, and I feel like it's been made possible for platforms like Twitch, platforms like YouTube, and stuff like that, because it's like Twitch streamers are making a lot more money now, and it's like I feel like that whole the whole podcast thing has been kind of blowing up slowly. And I think it stems kind of like from Joe Rogan.
You know, we were doing this years ago, right?
Well, yeah, no, but now it's like a whole different. It's like a whole different thing now. Now people are putting it up.
I wish we would have stuck to it years ago.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's people were doing it before. Like it's always been like a thing. Yeah. Like the Breakfast Club is technically a podcast. Yeah. There's things like radio stations technically are podcasts, except they're on radio waves. Like they're playing on the radio.
No. Okay.
Well. Okay. Okay. Well, talk shows essentially are podcasts. Wait, what? Talk shows like The Women of the View. It's a podcast. Essentially, you don't have.
But it's on TV.
Well, yeah, that's the
So
only
it's a
difference.
television show.
That's what I'm trying to get
But
at.
no,
What
but
makes
they're-
everything
but some of their
different are the
segments-
platforms.
No, but some of their segments are for visual. They're not necessarily made for audio.
Well, now podcasts are visual. Now it's visual because you have the people doing things on Twitch. Now you have people doing things on YouTube where it's very visual. Like you have, for example, on the H3H3 podcast, people, their guests zoom in on a mobility scooter. That's a very visual thing, and they also like.
I see. So they got a circus going out there.
What? That's.
I'm such a hater.
They're bringing.
It sounds like they're out there in a tent, like they're doing some real circus.
I feel like it's a lot easier now to be able to start a podcast. And
no, it's definitely the accessibility to be able to start your own podcast is very much real, as opposed to like if you wanted to be on radio, somebody had to own like a radio station and then you had to be part of that, and then you still had to be talent.
Yeah,
it is definitely much easier to be visible anywhere, right? You say you start a podcast, you get a little bit of equipment, and you go for it. And I think it's much easier now than it has ever been. So yeah, I agree. But I mean,
it's not just easy to start a podcast. It's very easy now to grow one with platforms like Twitch.
If you have, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. Growing a podcast isn't as easy as those people make it to be. A lot of the times, Edgar, and I want you to know this. I want you to know this from the very beginning.
It's not like super easy to.
Sometimes as much as they've grown, has been by luck.
What? Wait, who are we talking about?
Anybody who's grown on any platform and has gotten so big or has gone that far, essentially. Yes, it is work. Yes, they're putting in the hard work, but there's a lot of people that put in the hard work that don't grow like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's by luck.
Well, yeah, sometimes, but I also feel like.
But you got to put in the work.
Well, yeah, there's also things like it's, so you can, an example of it being easier to grow something like a YouTube channel off of like Twitch and streaming. It's becoming easier now, like people who are consistently streaming every day on Twitch. Twitch's algorithm picks that up, and if you can have one person watching it, you're now automatically put on somebody's watching your Twitch, so your name is put like almost at the top of the list for like streamers. So now it's easier for people to click on your name. Now you have 3 viewers, now you have 7 viewers, now you have 100 viewers daily. And you're streaming every day, and that just like builds on top of. But
some people
channel.
never grow from that. There's some people that will go live every day, and they'll get 10 views, 20. Even like on Instagram, they'll go live every day, and sometimes they only have like 20, 30 views.
I've never understood Instagram Live though.
Yeah,
I've never understood something.
That's a lot of the platforms, even on YouTube. There used to be something called You Now, where it was a live platform. It was like a Twitch.
Yeah.
Where it was essentially a live platform where people would go live and other people would find you. Yeah. So what happened eventually is that they're going to be able to see you, but sometimes the way people grow is by luck.
Well, that definitely luck plays a factor in it.
For sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, it does. It like maybe like posting like a video. By chance, it gets like on somebody's recommended page, and now people are clicking your video. Now your video is viral. That's luck. But also a lot of that stems from posting daily and being consistent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we know some people. We've known some bloggers who blogged like even before us, and they never grew. We weren't big at all, but they even never grew past us, and we're like, how?
Yeah.
How have you been blogging for so long and you didn't grow? And
change
sometimes
is a big part too. I feel like because if you're not changing up your content, nobody.
No, I feel like Juan got lucky. He was at the right time, at the right moment, talking to the right people.
Yeah.
And he got recognized.
Well, I can see I feel like if you go back and look at whatever he was blogging about or whatever he was posting about at that time, I feel like you can see the content change, and I feel like he's been able to adapt to whatever people are.
You have to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's like a big thing is changing content. Like I feel like the way you guys are doing the podcast now, like I feel like if you plan on just doing this, if it's just 2 microphones and if it's just in this little room with this little table, if that's what you plan on doing for like the next year and a half, I feel like the podcast wouldn't grow.
No, it won't. And this is the plan is no, it definitely is. It is to switch it up. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, the podcast definitely is to switch it up, which is what we're trying to do. But again, you have to start taking your seat at the table before you start ordering.
Well, yeah, no, you can't just...
I can't show up at the hostess and start ordering and then try to take a seat at my table. It's like you got to take a seat at the table and then you start ordering and then and then that's when you start like showing people what you're made about and what you can do and what you can order and how you can order, how much you can order and what you can take.
Well, there has to be a start to anything, right? So, like, of course, it starts here. You can't just go off
which
and
is
like
what we're
have
doing.
Like you can't just go. You can't just go off and like lease an entire like studio or anything like that.
Yeah,
it has to start
small.
Excuse me. Yeah, it has to start from somewhere.
Yeah, which is what we're doing. We're setting up. Like we're building momentum. I guess that was what I'm saying. We're taking a seat at the table. We're watching our surroundings. We're seeing what's up. What's going about.
The big part of being able to like I said, grow would be streaming. Like streaming your podcast, so you think like having a live
if
podcast.
You think we streamed, we'd be better?
I definitely feel like if you guys put yourself on different platforms, like live streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and then maybe like doing something like what I was trying to do earlier, go live on TikTok while we were doing this. Like I feel like that would definitely like help. So
you think it would help us if we just like went live on Twitch?
I feel like being on Twitch would help a lot. Yeah.
They won't call us some ugly old elderly people and please get off the platform.
No, you do know that. So a lot of the big streamers, like I know this is not going to cater to your very elderly audience, but
Edgar, not only did you insult us, but now our audience.
No, but
get off the mic. No, go
okay,
home.
So like there are very much older people
Edgar,
on Twitch.
Edgar, go at your mama.
So
go at your mama.
Can I finish? There are very much older people now on Twitch. So they're even gamers, Twitch gamers are now in their 40s streaming on Twitch. There is even somebody that's very famous who he was a part of a very big controversy.
Go ahead.
I forgot his name, but he's this very elderly man. He's like in his 70s streaming on Twitch every day. And it's like, it's not like you're not going to go into Twitch just to be bullied because of your age. It's like anybody and everybody there is over a certain age. Everybody
can be.
Yeah, well, can be. And
I have to say I'm scared of your generation. They're very bold, calling people like chunky monkeys, calling people like they very creative with their words.
Yeah, there's a very big part of my generation that I don't necessarily agree with.
I have never seen an internet bully like I have seen a freaking 15-year-old. Like what? Where are you coming from?
A big thing that my generation brought in was cancel culture.
Yeah.
A very big, toxic, very scary thing that my generation brought in was cancel culture. And what cancel culture is if you mess up one time and the TikTok girls get a hold of it, the little 13-year-old TikTok girls get a hold of it, that's what I call them. They will...
You better be careful. They're about to cancel you too.
They will cancel you. Like if you say something that my generation does not like at all, they will be like...
You know I had to do it. Had to. You back up on your bullshit, don't belong to me. You acting all sleazy, I don't like what I see. I got all the game, don't get fucked in your brain. I can do you worse than you ever